So we're specifically talking about the fact that CRH bought EcoMaterials flash and gypsum business $2.1 billion dollars with a B. That gets them access to 10 million tons of products being sold every year. 70% of that is flash, some of it fresh, but most of it harvested at this point. That's a lot of money for harvested ash, Mr. Thrasher. What do you think about this deal? $2.1 billion to get these SCMs underneath the CRH umbrella.
I think it's definitely, a sign of the times of kind of where things are headed. I think it shows the strength of what EcoMaterials has been able to do with their assets. And I mean, they've got a lot of great people as well. They got some really, really smart folks that work there that can figure these things out. They've done a really good job with their beneficiation, reclamation, harvesting, open up new channels for that, making that very user friendly for their customers. They've got a really strong reputation, at least in my market. I know they're coast to coast for all intents and purposes. They're pretty big, but at least in our area for sure, they do a great job. And I think it's just going to be really interesting to see kind of how that shakes out. How much are they going to now run like a cement company versus an SCM company, which always seemed, whether whoever the owner was, even some of their competitors and things, the days of CFA and others, they tried a little bit more diligently, I think, with purpose to operate a little bit differently than a cement company did. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that they just kind of made that point, at least back when I was a purchaser. It's been many years ago now. It seems it's crazy how time flies, but that's going to be one of the biggest things. It's just going to see real interesting. How does that, do they still have that flexibility and autonomy sort of innovation piece to themselves, or does it all kind of gobble up and move a lot slower until it's time for change and then it's just rushed out? That's not typically how they did business. So, and CRH is definitely integrated heavy downstream. They understand those challenges and how not to do that. They've always seemed to have a good pulse on that too. So that's probably a good fit. Probably going to be a good harmony between business philosophies for those guys. I hope it is. I hope it is, because they're both really strong companies in this area and got a lot of influence, and I hope they do it well.
Well,
I wish
I
them
don't
all
know
the
if
success.
I don't know if this is everybody else's experience with CRH, but in the plants that I've gone to, both before and after a CRH acquisition, it didn't seem like a whole lot changed. It seems like
Yeah,
when they buy a company, they just say, we're going to they usually keep the name of the
yep,
existing
yep,
business and they say it's now a CRH company. And you just sort of see a few upgrades here and there, but the culture of like whatever that plant was, it still is. And so if you're saying that the EcoMaterials folks, who I personally don't know from Adam, but if you're saying they got good folks, they're doing good things in your area, my guess is that CRH is going to be the perfect partner for them because they're going to let them continue to be them. They bought them because they were doing well, so they're going to
yeah,
let them continue to do what they do well and then bolster them where they can.
yeah, yeah. I think that's very, very accurate as to what has probably got the highest potential to happen.